the comparison between the double standard in the treatment between bandits and the Igbo agitation, or rather, let's narrow it down to Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration. Nnamdi Kanu, rather, not Kalu. Before then, let me play this. Let me play this video. Then we'll come back to continue with this topic. All right. Sorry, Barrister. I don't know what happened. The video can't actually play. Let me just play it here, so you just listen to it. It's actually, the video is from Arise. Rufai, Hussein Rufai of Arise. I think he analyzed something about the double standard between bandit treatment with bandits and Nnamdi Kanu. Sorry. All right, let me play this.
Real quickly, it just shows you what Nigeria is all about. In a part of the country, bandits are being fed, they are being given a shoebi, they are holding peace meetings. They are holding peace meetings with their weapons. Weapons that are supposed to be illegal. Oji, you and I cannot take weapons like that and show them in public.
Impossible.
The security agents will come against us. But they can do all of that and show rocket launchers in public. The federal government will turn an eye to them. Nnamdi Kanu, that protests about a matter or that did some things that agitated for the marginalization of people, yes, some of the methods I don't support, what Nnamdi Kanu has done. And I condemn and criticize him on it. But there have also been calls for peace. There have also been calls for a political settlement. Court in this country, and kudos to women in the judiciary, women judges, the justices. Just Nade Fowokwe had first ruled in 2022 that he should be discharged. Federal government went on appeal, 4-1, Justice Gaba. But a dissenting judge, Justice Ogunwumiju, also ruled that the appeal court judgment should stay as regards to Nnamdi Kanu. But guess what? We have continued to put him in incarceration. Now his health is failing. They are still dilly-dallying about how to treat him.
Yeah.
But in the same country, bandits are holding meetings with governors, doing photo ops and the likes. So when people now talk about unfairness in the same country, people will say they don't have a right. You see bandits doing press conference with guns and bullets and everything. There's no security agent in the world that will come and arrest them. You think that security agents cannot round them up as they are doing this peace meeting? All right. Sheikh Gumi will now go ahead and be urging dialogue with bandits. The same Sheikh Gumi that was a captain in the Nigerian army, that I think his offspring serves in the army today. They will say, oh, bandits are also protesting because, or they are killing people because Nigeria is bad to all of them.
Barrister, you heard everything Hussein Rufai said. It's about Nnamdi Kanu. Now, I don't know why Nigeria Nigerian government have refused to release him. You know, we talked about this last week, and I told you there was a court order then. Court ruling that went in his favor that he should be released then. I think this Rufai just quoted the same thing. The woman, I could remember I think it was a woman judge, I've forgotten her name. So she actually ruled that Kanu should be released on bail. But up till now, they refused to release him. And even right now that he's having medical issue, we have the Nigerian Medical Association now coming out to say he's fit to. What do you expect? You know, Kanu foresaw this. His lawyers, his team actually foresaw this 2 weeks ago when in the court, when they were arguing this matter after the court session. They actually said that they will eventually go and bribe the Nigerian Medical Association to actually to refute the Kanu's medical projection or whatever. And that's exactly what they have done. Yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Yesterday, I read in the news that the Nigerian Medical Association has given the court go ahead to continue trying Nnamdi Kanu, that he is fit to stand trial. Barrister, what's your take on what Hussein Rufai said and what is going on around Kanu Wanko, Nnamdi Kanu rather?
Take the one of the Nigerian Medical Association first. You cannot declare a person fit except you have examined the person medically.
Good.
I do not know that they have had the opportunity to go to the detention center and examine Nnamdi Kanu for them to give out that kind of report that he's medically fit to stand trial. If they base it on some medical records or anything, I doubt if that will have any significant effect. Now, coming back to what Professor Husseini said, we have discussed Nnamdi Kanu's issue. The government has boxed itself into a corner by dragging the matter up to this moment. So it is now a question of ego as well, not losing face. From the point of view of the government, they can't just release him and ask him to go, because the question would be then, why all these years? So the government must save face. At the same time, what I want the Igbo people is to unite and present Nnamdi Kanu's case in a unified manner. It can be done. The only extraction they should get from Nnamdi Kanu is not to stop the agitation of Biafra. That is constitutional.
Yeah.
No person should be made to forsake or forswear an agitation, particularly when the issue is of marginalization. He cannot be made to stop, but he can promise not to carry it out in a violent manner. And on the basis of that, the government should also release him so it will save face, if it is face saving that they want. Because where we are going now and the dimension it is taking, it's in nobody's interest. It's not in the interest of Nigeria, the rest of Nigeria. It's in nobody's interest to continue the trial of Nnamdi Kanu or to continue to keep him in detention. Because these agitations and tension for the very fact of his detention can only continue. It's not going to come down. It's not going to abate. It can only continue.
Yeah, you see, last week we talked about the Igbos. Okay, I specifically
examine the case and look at it. For them to say first, let them extract an undertaking from Kanu that not that he will stop the agitation of Biafra, but that he will not carry it out violently. And on that basis, they should enter a nolle prosequi and terminate the proceedings and allow him to go. The issue of the bandits, of course, we have seen videos of bandits coming, but I want everybody to understand that most of these villages, they have lost confidence in the armed forces. They have lost confidence in the Nigerian government to protect them. Because over years, there has been no protection coming from the military or from the government. So some villages are forced to call for peace between them and the bandits. So you will see some villages calling the bandits to come and have a meeting with them so that they can have peace, whether to extract something or one thing or the other, for the bandits to allow them to live in peace, because they have no trust in the government or in the security forces. And for the very reason that over the years, many years, the security forces have not shown up. And these bandits have had a field day. If they say you cannot go to farm in a year, you cannot go. If they say no marriage ceremony will take place in your village, it will not take place. If you report to the army or to the government, nothing is done. So they are helpless. So some of this meeting with the bandits, it is in those contexts that you see the bandits coming to meet with villages. As to double standards, of course, in Nigeria as it is, there will always, during Buhari's time, there was suspicion that he was having, he was soft-minded towards the bandits.
Yeah.
Because he seemed to be unable to take decisive action against the bandits. And that encouraged the bandits. And don't forget, Buhari inherited only a Boko Haram program, which now snowballed into bandits and insurgency. Instead of reducing the distance, more issues of banditry, insurgency came up under Buhari's government. And majority, if 80 to 90% of this are carried out by a particular ethnic group, which happened to be the ethnic group that the president belonged. So it was felt that he was soft towards them. He had no intention to take decisive action against them. What I do not understand is what is holding the current government back. Because those things are you cannot associate those things with the current government. So what is holding the government back from going out?
What do you mean? Hold on, barrister. Sorry to cut you short. What do you mean? The current government, they are involved, for God's sake. It's multifaceted. The truth is, the current government is involved. The U.S. government was involved, not under Donald Trump or whatever. The U.S. government was involved somehow. We have the military. When you say current government, the military was involved. They are still involved. The same people who played role then during the Buhari, where they are still around in the Tinubu's government. And we have politicians who are also involved in all these things. Of course, the government is involved. It may not be official, but they are involved. There are so many investigative revelations that have come out to indict the government, that they are involved. So there's no proof that the government is not involved. If they are not involved, then remember Abacha said, if insurgency lasts for 24 hours, this is someone who knew what he was saying. He was in the position. He knew the power of government. And he said that if an insurgency survives for 24 hours, it means that government is involved in it. That is the fact.
That is where I was leading to when I asked why. Because when you look at it, if the villagers know where the insurgents are and can even send and invite them, how is it that the army will claim that they do not know? And if the army knows, why have they not taken them out? These questions, when you begin to ask them, then it turns to one inescapable conclusion that apparently higher ups in the government, higher ups in the military and security agencies have a hand in this issue, and they act as protectors of this insurgent. There's no other.
Yeah, but we all watch the videos, all those videos where they have meetings, peace meetings or whatever. Just like Rufai Hosseini said, why can't they round these people up if government is not in cahoot with them? Why can't they round them up?
We are saying the same thing. We are saying the same thing. Even if it is not in a meeting place, the villagers know where the bandits are. They send delegations to them. If the villagers should know, how is it that the DSS, our security and military intelligence, do not know? So I'm assuming that the military intelligence, the DSS know where the insurgents are. They know where the bandits are. So the next question is, if they know, why have they not taken them out?
That is the point.
The only logical reason is that some people high up in the government and in the military are compromised in this insecurity situation. I cannot think of any other logical conclusion that some people in the government and the military and security forces are part of the problem.
Back to Nnamdi Kanu's matter. Now, remember last week we talked about, I specifically said that that part of his problem is from the east as well. That there are powerful eastern cabal of Igbo extraction that do not want Nnamdi Kanu, and they are of political class that do not want Nnamdi Kanu released. Remember I said that. Now, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu came out to actually prove me right. This time around, he's not even doing it behind the scene. He has come out openly to show his true color. He said, it will be unfair to talk about the release of Nnamdi Kanu while the matter is still in court. Senator Orji Uzor Kalu says, wants Nigerians to learn how to respect the courts. I don't know what the people who are the real Biafra, people who are Biafra agitators, who are core followers of Nnamdi Kanu rather, if they are listening, if they had this, for God's sake, I expect them to actually start targeting the Igbo men that are actually on the side of the government. I don't even understand why people like this will actually say something like this and still travel to. He has a house in Igbo. Still travel to Igbo land comfortably, and you still see Igbo people worshiping him. I don't get it. This is unbelievable. For God's sake, the least you can do, and you should do for Kalu as a kinsman, is for you to advocate for his release.